Hello, and welcome to the Reading Like a Writer presentation of one Carter Finch. Today, we'll be discussing notable Winnipegger and scumbag Peter Nygard as he continues to make headlines, this time along with a co-conspirator to his many sex trafficking and racketeering crimes in the form of Nygard Company executive Tiina Tulikorpi. In an article published on April 7, 2021, and written by investigative reporter Caroline Barghout for CBC's investigative journalism team, The Fifth Estate, Tulikorpi was brought into the spotlight after she filed an application in the Manitoba Court of Queen's Bench requesting removal from her role as trustee in Nygard's many Falcon Lake estates. From there, Barghout followed the money, kept digging, and got to the bottom of it. Connections were made, revealing Tiina Tulikorpi as an equal of Peter Nygard in the field of scumbaggery by being involved with his sex trafficking and keeping his crimes out of the eye of the media. The key to this article being a success was indeed investigative perseverance.
What is your number one secret for success?
It's really this perseverance, I've had what you call permanent success.
Writer Caroline Barghout has been with CBC Manitoba as a reporter since 2013, has won awards, and was responsible for positive changes in Manitoba's child welfare system after her investigation into Tina Fontaine's death. She gets news stories out several times a month because she's just that good. For the story, Peter Nygard finds buyer for Falcon Lake property. That's the name of the story. Barghout used the classic big, small, big technique. The article starts with talking about expensive Falcon Lake real estate, then educates the reader on Nygard's current situation of getting denied bail twice, and probably him about to get exported to a US prison. Then ends the story with real estate again, but this time international real estate, that Nygard has entrusted to his lackey Tulikorpi to deal with. The middle section makes up a bulk of the story and offers important context to the real estate portions of the story. Barghout writes the article very professionally, with everything being a matter of fact and no bias added. And while I find personal bias to be the delicious paprika of writing, she did a good job making the story engaging without it. The Canadian Broadcast Channel, or CBC, was founded in 1936 and is a staple of Canadian media. Then, within CBC, there's another branch called CBC News, which was founded in 1941 and is the division of CBC that writes news stories for all of Canada. Then within CBC's News, there's an even smaller branch within the branch called CBC News Manitoba, which focuses on provincial news we all know and love. And CBC News Manitoba was where this article was published. I am very certain that this story falls into investigative journalism genre. It's got it all. An investigative reporter doing investigating, interviews and quotes from people involved in the story. It adds further reasons to hate Nygard, as it also incriminates him as being a bad person to buy real estate from. His Falcon Lake properties don't come with an occupancy permit, and he had a road removed that now needs to be replaced. Who does that? And what else do you want from an investigative feature? And now for my guided question segment of my presentation. The story jumps around quite a bit in the Nygard crimes timeline. Did you have any trouble following it? Nygard's Falcon Lake properties being sold doesn't inherently feel newsworthy. Do you feel like it's an excuse to get Nygard in another headline and get them clicks? And there's also now the classic argument of separating art from the artist. I personally have trouble doing that. But do you think it applies here to Nygard and his clothing lines? Would you still buy a pair of Nygard Slims? That is all for my presentation today. I look forward to the discussion. Thank you all for listening.